Welcome back to this already the final segment of The Price of Business today. Glad to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. I've been talking a little bit about these Inc. 5000 companies, how they get there, what their story is. And I've got Brenton Hayden on the program. He's CEO with Renters Warehouse. I'm going to talk to him a little bit here today. Brenton, tell us a little bit about your company, your elevator speech real quick.
Yeah, no problem. First of all, thanks for having me on the show. I'm Brenton Hayden. I'm the founder of Renters Warehouse, and we are a professional landlord service. I hate the word property management company, but that's what a lot of people will resonate with. But we like to elevate ourselves above the property management business and say that we're professional landlords for hire. So we help everyday property owners and real estate investors, whether you have one house or 100 homes, to rent and or manage their residential real estate. And we've been doing this for about 7 years, and we're in 7 states with 11 offices currently.
Wow, that's fantastic. And kind of give us an idea of a typical client for your company.
There really isn't so much as one would refer to as a typical client, but I'll tell you about an array of clients. We range from the everyday homeowner, maybe what we call an accidental or unintentional landlord, someone who couldn't sell or lose too much they did, who's turned to renting. That's a big client. Somebody who relocated for a job and, chose not to sell and kept that home as a rental property. That's another type of client. We have the real estate investor, whether big or small, one to many homes. That's a client. And we also have REITs, real estate investment trusts, essentially, hedge funds, private equity groups, large enterprises that own real estate. One of the largest landlords in the country is a company called Invitation Homes that's backed by a big hedge fund in Chicago. They're a client of ours as well. So it's really, you could have inherited grandma or grandpa's home and you have, their old house, to a guy who just bought a house to rent, to a guy who bought it for themselves and never intended to rent it out. But due to the economic times that we have in this real estate market, they're turning to renting it out as well. So it's a myriad of clients. Yeah,
but you're really into business-to-business field, though, right?
Not so much. If you look at the property management industry as a whole, everybody talks investor speak and they look for the big clients. I took an exact opposite approach to that. I would say 90% of my clients have 1 to 2 homes. We've really focused on the everyday Joe, the guy who has just one house, 2 houses that everybody else ignores and considers a throwaway client. I think they're the premier and best client. That's where a majority of my business is. So it's more B2C, and with the remaining 10% B2B, like REITs, hedge funds, and private equity groups, and so on and so forth.
Okay, that's interesting. Why did you decide that you liked the individual more than the company?
Nobody was catering to them. And, in Minnesota, I just graduated from MIT, and I said, I want to get into real estate investing. I had spent some time and explored a little bit of that and saw this industry as untapped, rather unequipped set of companies out there that really were mom and pops, and they were all speaking investor speak, and I had gone to a good university. I'd never really understood what the hell they were talking about. And so I said, if I can't understand what these guys are telling me or selling me, this isn't done right. So I took a chance and said, I'm going to work with the everyday Joe. And after all, there's more of those people, the everyday homeowner, than there are the big real estate companies all competing for, their investment business. I chose to go after what everybody else left behind, and it's turned out to be very fruitful. It's something that's very much in demand, and we really caught the curve right, considering we started in late 2006, early 2007.
Yeah.
That when the real estate market curved, all these everyday Joes needed us, and they needed us bad, and now we're educating the world on real estate investing can be made simple for the everyday Joe.
So where are you in terms of the Inc. 5000, rather?
So I had once been ranked as highly as 123 as the fastest growing privately owned business in America. That was our second year on it. We've been on this list for 4 consecutive years. This year being our lowest number, we were ranked 1,047. Previous ranks were 983 in 2010. We were ranked 132 in 2011 on the Inc. 500 and actually made the cover of that magazine. And in 2012, we were 787. And then this year, as I said, we're 1,047. And I would say that despite the ranking, it's still quite an honor. It's just much harder to double when you're dealing in millions of dollars rather than hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I would think the bigger you get, the harder it is to maintain that. And I would begin to worry at some point about companies that continue to have that kind of growth. Usually it's at the expense of something.
It usually is, right. We have a lot of consultants, a lot of really proven processes and systems. One to name a few is called Entrepreneurial Organizational Systems. It's based on a book called Traction by Gino Wickman, and I would say this is one thing that we do very well is utilize this organizational system that has allowed us to leave very little behind despite immense growth. At some point we were averaging over 2,000% year-over-year growth, and now we're talking about 400%. And in a world of where Fortune 500 companies grow by 1 to 5%, 400% is still really great, and we're proud to have it. And as a result, we didn't lose any of our culture. We're still one of the most highly ranked and reviewed property managers in the country. And to add a little tidbit, we have 6 Best Places to Work awards, some nationally, some locally. So we've maintained our culture, we've maintained our reputation, and we've grown our business all at the same time. And I think that's the heart of what Inc. 500 is trying to get at, is not just fast-growing companies, but those that are still doing it well in all those categories. Very
interesting. Again, learning a little bit more about this company out here called Renters Warehouse, and Brenton Hayden, the CEO of the company, Inc. 5000 company now for the last 4 years. Do you have any aspirations towards that Fortune 500?
By all means. We exist to be the biggest and the best professional landlord in the country. Right now, there's really no 800-pound gorilla. There is one company that is clearly a leader above us, but we're a very close second. They have 15 years seniority on us, but we have a very youthful and vibrant staff and culture here. We are gung-ho and ready for growth. We're sitting well financially, and we've just made a serious round of recruiting efforts to bring in some of the top C-level talent we could find in the marketplace. We brought in a new CMO that comes from Leo Burnett, one of the world's largest ad agencies, someone who handled the McDonald's and Allstate accounts for them before coming to us. We recruited one of the franchising directors from Coca-Cola to come be our president of franchising operations most recently to help us expand through franchising on a national level. That's something that is really going to be a big push for us in coming years, and I think something that's going to put us on that Fortune 500 list in hopefully many years to come, as we begin to set a footprint in all 50 states, and even we're looking to expand internationally in Australia as well. So I think if these things go off without a hitch and go as well as they've been going for us for the last 6 or 7 years, no doubt in some time you'll see our name, one, as a household name in the professional landlord business and real estate business, but also on that prestigious 500 list as well.
All right. Well, we're going to keep an eye out for that. Brenton Hayden, he's with a company called Renters Warehouse. What's that website, real quick, before I let you go?
It's renterswarehouse.com to learn more about our services, or professionallandlords.com to learn more about our franchise opportunities.
There you go. I'm Kevin Price. Thanks so much for being with us. Do want to remind you that the best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. Have a great rest of your day, but spend it right here